Okay, welcome everybody. Executive meeting for the 11th of January in 2022. Hopefully this year will be much better than the last few. We have a quorum and I have 3 p.m. We're going to go ahead and begin with public comments. 2 minutes per person, up to 10 minutes total time allotted. And we will have a 2-minute clock on the screen so that you are aware of where you are in your time limit. Is there anybody who wishes to speak in public session?
Yeah, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year and echo your call for hopefully a better year, Sean. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anybody else that wishes to address the group?
Hi, this is Chrissy. I just also wanted to wish everybody Happy New Year. Good to see you, everybody.
Same to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Keith, did you want to address the group?
Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for allowing me to join. I appreciate it. You all do a very good job on all your meetings, and I look forward to them. Thanks a lot, Dennis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I just saw Miss Ricketts. Miss Ricketts, would you like to address the group?
Oh, no, thank you. I just wanted to listen in today.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I checked with you before we closed out public comments. Okay, on to item number 3, minutes of December 14th meeting, 2021. Is there a motion to accept?
I move we accept the meeting minutes.
Motion by Michelle. Is there a second? Actually, I can second. Never mind. I'll second that. And any discussion? Okay, no discussion. All in favor of accepting the minutes from the December 14th meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All in favor, motion carries. On to item number 4, treasurer's report.
Sean, you need to do that.
Actually, yes, you are correct. I'm sorry. Todd, before you jump in, I wanted to make everybody aware that Todd is stepping up to the treasurer's position for the group. This will be his first month in, and in order to give him some kind of guidance and support, I'd like to forego the treasurer's report for the executive committee so that he can be brought up to speed on everything so that he can report out at the board meeting. As long as nobody objects to that, I think that would be fair to him.
Well, we're going to move that forward this afternoon and work with Decker and Company on setting up a meeting time for the chair and Mr. Coyle to meet with them.
Okay,
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
not a problem, sir. Anything else to cover under the treasurer section, or are we gonna wait for further down the line, Dennis?
Let's go down the line.
Okay. On to committee reports. Ag. Michelle, how was your first
Oh,
week in
wow.
meeting?
I actually remember it. It was great. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I have a whole lot to report, except the fact that having an ag staff person is pretty awesome. And Ryan is doing some amazing stuff, really engaging in the community, working collaboratively with the extension office, which kind of comes naturally given his dual employment roles. I had firsthand experience with the two coming to visit our farm and thinking about what we could do on our 10 acres, how to grow, how to get connected to suppliers who might need things like rye for bourbon, it is bourbon, right? Rye is bourbon or rye is whiskey. Well, whatever. It's all
Rye
gonna be
is rye.
good. Scott had to follow up with the 9 a.m. tasting at Devil's Due, so he did make it home, which was good. So yeah, it's just been really fun to work with Ryan and get this committee kind of gelling. I think we have a number of things we want to put out there for 2022. We want to get briefed on hemp and kind of what's happening in the community and in the state in terms of where we see trends that are going to happen over the next handful of years. So Ryan will be coordinating some programming on that. And yeah, I mean, again, it's really gelling. And Dennis, I don't know if you have anything to add on Ryan's work, but we're in good shape. Or Todd, you were there, if I missed anything.
So I'll just real quickly, I concur. Ryan is one of those opportunity conversations that few offices get to have. I echo all the sentiments that Ms. Suttoff raised. He's a great addition to the team. We're glad to have him. I'm good.
Okay, I didn't know if Todd was talking or if he's reading. Okay,
He's reading financial reports.
gotcha. Yeah, Michelle, I actually get to meet with Ryan quite often when I stop by the office and sign stuff. I agree, he is definitely an asset, and not to be a spoiler for future ideas. I would like to see avenues of possibly extending him. But that's going to be a topic for another time other than today. On to business development. We did not have a meeting in December. Government and legislative affairs, I don't believe met in December, right, James?
That's right. We were on holiday in December.
And budget and finance, I don't think that they met since the audit, correct?
No, sir, but we have asked we've asked the group to meet either Monday or Tuesday prior to the board meeting, and we will have that ironed out before the end of the week too.
Okay, look forward to that. Meeting pending. Unfinished business, item number 6.
We talked earlier, will you move these around, take it to last?
Sure, you want to bring the new business up first?
Yes.
Okay, on to item number 7. 7A, RFP for general contracting services and engineering. Dennis, you want to cover that?
No, I want you to go with the first item. I need Anna to bring me that RFP draft.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I need Anna to bring me that RFP draft. I don't have that on my desk currently, but let's go over the bookkeeping and then we'll get back.
Okay, we'll go down to 7.
All right.
So 7, what we're looking at, 7B, what we're looking at doing, and I'll let Dennis fill in. I just want to give you a quick high-level summary. We're looking at outsourcing the bookkeeping, not only for quarterly and financial, but monthly and weekly actions. So Dennis, you want to cover what we're going to do with that, or what we're looking to do?
Yes, sir. We had talked about, thank you. We had talked about this in December, late November. One of the recommendations out of Ferrari, and also in line with the strategic plan being more transparent, is one of our pillars is financial security. So our current contract, Decker does quarterly updates. We provide them all of our QuickBooks information. They review it, ask any questions, make sure it's in line, then give us back a report. But what we're wanting to do is move everything to them. That would cover, you reading the RFP, they'd assist us in posting receipts, disbursements, And any payroll transactions, what have you, we have with the county. Prepare our before our 1099s, our 1096s. Maintain a digital copy of our general ledger. They'll ensure that we are not looking at any we don't have any fraud being perpetrated or underhanded natures, what have you. And they'll ensure that the JCDA complies with all laws and regulations. Basically, what we're going to go to is outside conducting of our books. We'll give them all the information. We will still be keeping information ourselves, make sure it's in concert with Decker. And we will also be doing our checks here internally for whatever items, bills, reimbursements, expense sheets, that sort of thing. But we'll do all this in compliance with Decker. They'll house all the information. And this is a general rule of what nonprofits, offices such as ours, EDAs and whatnot are going through the region. I had a complimentary conversation last night with with the Jefferson County Farm Preservation Committee. They have all of their, we've moved all financial items from our office to them, and they in turn are working with a CPA in the region. And our costs are in line with what their annual costs are going to be. Our annual contract, our what we're doing now with Decker and Company is $4,750. Our new annual will go up to $8,000. It'll be $9,000 plus, and it's a little over $5,000 increase. We can backfill this out of unencumbered travel money for the current FY, and the county will be agreeable. This will be a minimal adjustment from be about 5,000 more we're asking in our annual budget, but they'll be, I know that they'll cover us because it, with the situation we have without a finance director or county administrator, I think they'll be supportive of us looking at going to a whole insulation, a firewall, so to speak, of having our financial records being conducted by somebody else. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions for Dennis regarding this?
We're just looking for a recommendation or clarification. We're just looking for these endeavors. We're looking for if the board, the executive committees and parents, that we move it on to the full board for approval next week.
Well, one, I think this is a great idea. Are you working with, so Decker is going to expand their services? I might have missed that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who does our audit?
Currently it's Ferrari. That will be up for bid this year. We're going to release an RFP soon. We're hopeful. Our Ferrari has indicated to us that they like working with the authority, would want to come back, and they have told us when they receive the RFP that they will be submitting. So
yeah, so Decker does our audit at CASA. They're amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
Really good. Yes, I wanted to see how that was separated.
Yeah, one of the things that we looked at is we made sure there was a line of delineation separating the two, so there would be no conflicts.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. We have two firewalls, and they both work well together too. Apologize.
And I think the context for this in the strategic plan was ensuring that we have all the appropriate policies and procedures in place that have been approved by the board, really focused on separation of duties within. And I think if I recall correctly, it's kind of weird because we follow a lot of the county practices and policies and we just kind of adopt them. But given that we are a separate governing board, you know, there might be something, and I don't know if our auditors ask us for this, but our auditors ask me for this, that we have financial policies and a separation of duties procedural document. And so maybe the Finance and Budget Committee has this all done. I just wanted to raise that as a question, I guess I'm asking.
Repeat the question, I'm sorry.
Do we have a financial policy manual that documents the separation of duties?
No.
I think that was what was brought up in the strategic plan that the organization needs.
We
Or
can
is-
definitely,
There is none so far as we've not had that separation the way that we need to. So this separation of personnel will allow us to develop those policies.
right, and possibly have some of their expertise help us with that.
And I think you all have been kind of taking some of this piecemeal, like the purchasing and, authorizing Dennis to authorize purchases up to a certain level when they need to be approved by the board, just kind of these things in a document, right?
Well, as I said, that we don't currently have that, and I know that can be addressed. And that can be addressed. I don't have any other. There's nothing else to comment on. We don't currently have one. If that's what if that's the desire of the committee, we'll make sure that happens within acceptable time frame.
Okay, any other questions regarding the action with DECA? I make a
Look at-
recommend.
Yeah, I
if
was
there's
gonna
one-
say, yeah, we're
Go
looking
ahead.
for recommendation. I was just gonna say, please, we need a recommendation that this go to the full board.
Okay, based on no further comments, I recommend that we bring this to the full board for approval. Any objection?
No.
Hearing none, we'll pass it on.
Need a second, I would say, it's financial.
I'll second.
I don't believe we need a motion to push a recommendation, do we, Neil?
Well, it's financial.
Depends on whether you want a motion or not. I
We
think
can call the motion, that's fine.
Yeah.
Motion
I
to pass on.
I second it.
James seconded. Neil, did you make the primary?
Sure.
Any objections to the motion? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, 7 Alpha.
Yep.
RFP for general contracting services and engineering.
I do apologize. We were not able to complete this document till this morning. We had requested examples from which to pull best practices from. And what we're asking for is you all to consider, we post a RFQ, request for qualifications for engineering services that would be kind of a general services agreement that would work with us on the current industrial park and any other endeavors that we would choose to. Give you some examples of why this is needed. We'll see conversation later. We have several pending investments looking at the industrial park. We have a diminishing footprint. And is there opportunities to make some enhancements in the park, such as a combination of lots, what the cost would be to get them site ready, to spend some funds that were coming in through different tranches to look at improving the level of the property and increase the profile, look at the potential development of a shell building. There's been some questions with 2 pending sales on stormwater easements, and we've had to ask a firm pro bono to look at providing us some type of advice on how to work with the planning and zoning office on how to increase footprint of building and also provide mitigation for stormwater events and be in compliance with state and federal regulations. So what we're asking for is that if we could post for the next month, if the board would approve next Tuesday, that between now, next week and the end of February, that we would post this RFQ asking for groups, engineering firms to send us their qualifications. That way we would have a group on record. Don't have to worry about we're being in accordance with the county policy for spending and also the state, because there's not a dollar figure attached to this, and it would be up to executive and or BDM, Business Development and Marketing Committee, to look at and review the qualifications based upon the submittals. And I think if you look at comparable EDAs in the region, look at Berkeley, the adjoining EDOs in Virginia and Maryland, this is fairly standard. I have not worked for a county that doesn't have engineering services that we could go and work with. The reason we don't have engineering services, professional PE, is because we don't offer water and sewer. Those are offered through a private entity and through a consortium from Charlestown Utilities. So this is a first for me that we have to do this for a development board that I work with. I think this would make us quick, efficient, and able to answer some questions more expeditiously than waiting on finding the right firm to help us do pro bono. And we've identified firms in the region already that we would contact to send this to their procurement offices. And, it's just open for general meeting and general conversation now. But Sean, I think you were in a meeting where this was addressed, where we were talking about, you were in a meeting where we were talking about A through D type of initiatives, needs that we have. And instead of piecemealing, asking for piece by piece, this was the first attempt at helping us become a little more solvent, a little more credible, and a little more lean to meet needs of projects and investments for the Development Authority.
Yes, I was in that meeting. It was very informative, and it made a lot of sense.
And I want to give credit real quickly. This came about, good question Krista Hoffman had. This came about because of Krista's interaction and just asking the general question of why wouldn't we look at something overall instead of piecemeal? And I appreciate collaboration from our team on that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Dennis?
No, sir. I'm kind of excited about this one.
Okay, open to questions. Any questions regarding this? Okay. What's everybody's thoughts on it? Does this seem to make sense?
We got to do something, as Dennis said, we're running out of marketable property, so we've got to find a revenue stream.
Agreed.
And so we're talking about taking this to the board, right?
Yes.
sir. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's worth that. And I think that I think it would be helpful to write something out for the board to see and think about, so they won't just be making the decision on the spot.
What type of questions do you all have so that it makes it easier for us to address? Does anybody have any questions?
I would just say what you said, just on a PowerPoint or whatever.
That's fine. It will be.
Todd, Michelle, thoughts? Okay. Motion to bring this forward,
To move.
moved by Neil. Second,
Second.
seconded by Todd. Any objections? No objections. Motion moves, pass it on to the board. Okay, so Dennis, are we doing 6 now or 8?
Excuse me, do the director's report and then we can move into that.
Okay. On to 8, Director's Report. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Just want to catch you up where we are. Can everyone see the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to catch you up real quickly what's going on in the park, the activities. We currently have 7 potential projects that are looking at investing in the park. The Sheets Distribution Center is complete. Electrical service was installed yesterday. We're making connection, pardon the pun, with the employment office and with Blue Ridge Community College for them to look at their hiring event that they're going to be taking on soon. Holtzman Propane is going to be in construction on their site within the next month. Sloanacre Paving is started construction on their building and done their site improvement. And it's been a good conversation with them. They're moving forward rather quickly. FEMA, I think you're probably getting tired of hearing that we're waiting for a building permit, but we were stuck in the mass and the bureaucracy at another state agency trying to obtain a letter to move forward so we could get their building permit. Now Shockey, the builder, is moving forward and asking for building permit. And that was as of yesterday. And all the materials and whatnot are here. And hopefully this moves forward soon because the equipment is ordered and is awaiting to come here until the construction begins. So we talk about board vacancies, and I'm pleased to tell you that we have worked with county administrator, the interim county administrator, and the county commission in the 2 jurisdictions and the county commission on finding 3 qualified candidates to fill the board vacancies. That's Gino Cisco, who is the new director of the Jefferson County Health Department. He's going to be filling an unexpired term for the town of Boulder. Harper's Ferry, Edward Love is a new investor in the community. He has an entity called Mountain Mama Rentals. He does vacation rentals, Airbnb type of endeavor. He is filling the unexpired term from the town of Harper's Ferry. And Kirk Turney is representing labor. He is a veteran and flies for an airline, which I apologize, I'm not able to tell you whom he flies for, but he is a member of the that union, and he lives, I think, in Harper's Ferry where he lives. But we've created we've made 3 notebooks for them that are the sort of the Constitution or the Bible of the JCDA. We've worked with them to get them that information. We're either going to mail it or have them come by and pick it up in person. And this includes all the new training mechanisms we did last fall and the 2 texts that we had. And we're going to do with the chair an informational session with them and our team, talk to them about where we're at, where we've been, and any general type of questions that they would have. And then, of course, that we're hopeful that all 3 members will be on. And there's a 4th, and I just forgot that, that they'll all be on board on Tuesday. And I forgot to add a 4th, and that is John Custer, who is going to take an unexpired term as well. John Custer is part owner and an athletic trainer, CrossFit kind of trainer with Total Performance Fitness. They're located here in the industrial park, and I forgot to add his name. And I spoke with him last night, and he's eager to come on. But we have all those seats filled. They'll all be up to snuff as much as you can be, and we look forward to their participation. You know, we talked about last year and going with the strategic plan as well. We talked about opportunities for small business assistance and small business training. Our team, JCDA staff, came up with an option, and we're calling it Jefferson Innovators. We're going to have our first session, our first kind of training session or informational session is going to be on February 24th. It's going to be in the evening. We're going to have a session with Joel Miltenberger with Region 7 Business Services at Workforce West Virginia. He's going to be talking about in this session, he's going to be talking about what assistance the state can offer on recruitment and training for employers of any size. He contacted our office, late November, early December, in that time frame. We had a good phone call with him last Friday, Chris and I did, and he agreed to come be our first session for that. Upcoming sessions too, I spoke with the city manager today from Charlestown. They're going to host a small business forum with SBDC on a topic to be named. And the Main Street director, Liz Cook, is going to assist us with that. And this is part of the 4 sessions that SBDC agreed to that came out of our conversation for the municipal town hall session in October. And this will be the first of 4. And we made contact and are looking at a June timeframe, no longer in June, that with the assistance of Ryan Schneider from our office, we'll be having a social media marketing class for agriculture producers. And this was something that Ryan identified as a need from his experience professionally and the brief conversations he's had since coming on board. And we identified a trainer yesterday that we're having a conversation on Friday for. They work with the state of West Virginia. Gentleman you all have met before, Bill Woodrum, he's going to lead that class for us. And the other sessions are going to evolve out of what we glean from participants who are those who participate in this. We're going to ask them to do a follow-up survey and see how they rank it, the style they present or whatnot, and what type of topics they're looking at. So we're kind of eager for that to move forward. And I think that may be all that I have, actually. Wait a minute. Got a new computer set up and I'm not real happy with everything. Give you a marketing update. We're working over the final draft of the copy for the website. We're going to launch the website at the board meeting February on the 15th. We got a little behind where the marketing firm wanted us to be because of vacation, medical leave in December, and some other amenities we got behind because of the holidays and whatnot. But we've looked through some videos. We've already shown you all the last board meeting we talked to you all about in November. We showed a sample of those. We will be showing a couple of other samples in January meeting. And we'll be presenting with Marketing Alliance to business development team at the end of the month, business development marketing committee rather. And we're going to fine tune this and be ready for the launch as hopefully at our board meeting on the 15th. You ask us, I think it's always wonderful to understand goals and objectives. And we met as a team last Monday and again this Monday. I set some goals for the board, for us as a team. We reviewed those. I asked our team all 3 members to interject and add what their thoughts were, come up with 12 goals for the year. We're going to incorporate that all together, and we're going to have that as a part of my presentation on the 18th on Tuesday. I think one thing that you all will be appreciative of is we are going to ask you all to do a survey as board members. We'd like to do 2 training sessions for the board this year. And we're going to give you all some options for some topics to look at or suggestions you all want to make. So, we're going to have goals and objectives for us and let you all look at that. And those are, I'm following a strategic plan once again, goals and measurable outcomes for will be the second year of implementation. So I'm eager to share that with you next week. And that's all I have. If you have any questions, I want to make it short and simple.
I'd add something. I think that's great about all the small business efforts you described. And that definitely is being very responsive to the municipal leaders that brought all that up back when we had that forum. So I appreciate all the work that you did to pull that together, Dennis and staff.
Thank you. Oh, and I failed to mention real quickly, we've got a session we're going to be mailing stuff, information out for. On March 24th, Region 9 is going to conduct a regional business symposium and assistance endeavor. And we hope to, and we will, we're going to have a table for JCDA. And we're going to use that as a launching point to promote a variety of small businesses at 0 to 50 that are in the county, and have examples of the products, what they produce, and a look at even having some gift cards from each of those that we're going to ask to participate with us, and have a giveaway and kind of a quid pro if somebody stops by and listens for a second, fills out a form. That way we can create some traffic for the county businesses and whatnot. And we'll have more information prior to February meeting about that endeavor. And Krista's leading that charge for us as well. That's all I have, Mr. Fijo.
Neil? You're on mute, sir.
With the new members that you've got coming on, any preference expressed by them as to what committees they'd like to serve on?
That's a great question. No, not at all. And that's something I'm going to work with Sean on, the chair, prior to the meeting Tuesday, just emailing back and forth. You raise a good point. I didn't want to proffer or offer anything or assume. So we're going to leave that up to them and fill those hopefully Tuesday. If not, we can look at by the February meeting having everything in place.
And hopefully they've got some leanings in one direction or another that'll help us with that.
Hopefully. I've only had conversations with a text via text with one, and in person with one, and on the phone with another. And they didn't express anything.
Neil, just to let you know what my plan was, once we get into the small conference room where we did our training when we first came in with Nick. I know Nick sat at the other door going into the office. I plan on sitting at the door that lets you out of the room. So I think we can coerce them into taking some positions.
More than one way to get to a solution.
Yes, or the bathroom, either way. But that does raise a question at the next board meeting, which is Tuesday. I will need to just go around the table and make sure everybody's happy with the assignments they have, see if anybody wants to change. Michelle, do you still want to come off as the lead of ag? Questions like that. And I do appreciate you sticking in as long as you have. Understanding there really wasn't anybody to replace you. Especially after losing Bob, unfortunately. But yeah, then we can get a better sense of what's open and offer that up. But I do know that we have a chair position for BD that's open. That was Amanda's, and the committees Bob was on, as well as all the other openings. So we'll have a more concise list and able to offer the appropriate spots. Dennis, great report, a lot of information.
Yeah, great
forgot
job. Great
forgot
job,
what else
Dennis
I
and
was gonna say.
Krista.
I forgot what else I was gonna say, other than that, yeah.
Oh, one thing before we go to member comments that you and I have had, and we didn't have a meeting in December. You still want to move forward, talk about the meeting in person for committees stay virtual. We had the conversation and look at, given if current trends are okay, having the full board meeting in person.
Yeah, going back to in-person for the board meetings, that's gonna be on the agenda for next week's meeting.
Yes, sir. Just making sure. That's all from me.
Any other questions for Dennis regarding his director's report? Hearing none, we're gonna bounce back up to unfinished business. 6A regarding lots 1, 29, and 31.
Yes, sir. Need a motion.
Motion. Is there a motion to go to executive session to discuss these contracts?
Yes.
Motion made by Neil. Is there a second by Michelle? Any discussion? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna go into executive session for contract discussion on lots 1, 29, and 31 in accordance with West Virginia Code 6-9 Alpha-4, Section 9.
Need you to, I was getting ready to tell you.
And we'll be back as soon as we can.
We're gonna try. And I believe he just called up front for them to stop bringing people into the waiting room.
And
Hey,
stop,
Sean?
hey, Ann, stop recording on the meeting and everyone, please wait conversation till we get everybody out to the waiting room. On. Anna, turn it, Anna,
Turn that
turn
off,
it off.
please.
Anna, turn it off.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're coming out of the executive session. And the quick summary is that staff was advised to proceed as directed on lots 1, 29, and 31. No other actions were taken. On to number 9, member comments. Ryan, welcome. I didn't see you drop in. Good to see you. Hope your ears weren't burning too much. And any comments under the members section? Todd, welcome. We'll get you squared away.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Sean.
No problem. Ryan, nothing but kudos from multiple board members. You're doing a wonderful job. And everybody else, great to see you. Dennis, staff, great job. We had a bang up year last year. A few bumps in the road. I think we transversed them okay. And I hope that we have a progressive and prosperous year like we did last year. No other comments? Is there a motion to adjourn? Neil motioned,
One second.
Todd seconded. Any objections? No objections, no discussion. Thank you, everybody.
Take
I
care.
have 4 o'clock on the dot.